It's been roughly 1 year now, ever since I started freelancing. And over that time, I've made about $30,000. 2025 to me has been probably the year with the most learning I've had ever. I narrowed everything down into 7 lessons. So if you're a freelance beginner, just like me a year ago, definitely pay attention. Because I wish I knew these when I started. Hey, I'm Tobias. A year ago, I started freelancing myself, and now I operate a program where we build conversion-oriented websites. Without further ado, let's jump into lesson number 1. Charge what you're worth. When I first started out, I undercharged myself like crazy, which at first even made me reconsider if I really wanted to do this. Because no matter what I did, I wasn't making enough money, even when I was putting in the hours. So I ever so slightly started increasing my prices. Turns out this was the best thing that I could have done. All of a sudden, clients started respecting me a lot more as well. I believe a lot of this has to do with how you see yourself and how confident you are in your craft. Once you had your first couple of projects, definitely consider increasing your prices. It will literally change your life, as one client that pays you $10,000 is a lot better than 5 clients paying you $2,000 each. Sales calls are actually fun. Listen out, when I first had my first ever video call with the client, I remember I didn't even pitch my offer directly. Because I was too afraid to even talk about money at all. It took me a couple of more calls to kind of get used to how these calls work. All of a sudden, it wasn't as bad anymore. And sales calls started to be fun. And now that I trace it back, it all really just stemmed from how I was looking at this. I was looking at sales calls as 2 people on a video call and me trying to convince the other person to buy from me. When in reality, it's really that one person has a problem and I am here to discuss ways on how we together could solve that problem. So it was really just 2 people or more, depending on the type of project you're going to work on, exchanging ideas and talking about possibilities. By the end, this became literally the most fun part about my new job, helping people out and collecting money. You're 50% therapist. Especially when doing business with other businesses, trust in general plays a huge role. Of course, they hire you for a specific outcome. In my case, to get their website built. But what is even more important, and I underestimated this by so goddamn much, they want to feel safe. They don't want the perfect result between us. Of course, we always compare our work to the work of others, especially in design where, you go on platforms and literally see cool stuff that looks 3 times as good as your own, and then you spiral into self-doubt. The client usually never cares about that. They care about you doing a good job and their own safety. They want hand-holding. It happens to me on a regular basis that a client freaks out and all I do is send them a 1-minute voice note telling them, hey, this isn't too bad after all, we can fix this in no time. I've already had an eye on that, so don't worry about it for now. For them, the entire project is all about the experience with you, which leads us directly to the next lesson. Doing good work pays off. In that sense, if the experience with you was amazing, the word will spread. Business owners generally always know other business owners, and you'll get referred from one business owner to the other. In total, I would say that 50% of the money that I made freelancing this year comes from referral projects. So concentrate on delivering amazing results and your product or service will sell by itself. Fake it till you make it works. At first, when you're just starting out, you likely do have experience. You've built stuff for your own portfolio, for yourself, maybe for family, maybe for friends. But in the field, you will face client requests about things that you have never done before. And that is okay. Especially in the beginning, the field work is part of the process. So get used to taking on projects that you don't feel 100% ready for. That's totally normal. As long as you can kind of wrap your head around whatever the client asks you to do, it's fine. And even if you don't manage to do it successfully, you can just tell the client afterwards and just say, hey, sorry man, I tried my best, but I just couldn't do it. And then just don't charge them for that portion of the work. You'll be totally fine. For example, I remember specifically on my first client project. Let me open it real quick. I had to integrate a booking system that I've never, ever done before. It's fully custom built, and now looking back, I would do things totally different, but it still works to this day, and this specific client is absolutely happy with it. Stay organized with money and admin stuff. At times, things can become quite messy on your end. When you're juggling different clients, there's projects coming in every month. It's really important to keep track of how much money you're owed, because otherwise you're doing all the work for literally nothing, obviously. I manage my admin with the FreelanceOS, a Notion template I made, which makes my time a lot easier. For example, it automatically calculates how much money a specific client still owes you. And many more small cool features that just make my time managing the entire business a lot easier. I've decided to make this template public, so if you're interested, check out the link in the video description. And finally, lesson number 7, client work gets complex fast. This is going to be my honest take on the entire freelance business model. When I first started, I thought that eventually I would expand into kind of an agency where I have a small team working with me on client projects. Now, do I still want to do that? I'm unsure. And here's why. Right now, I'm juggling 2 to 3 client projects at the same time at most. And just that alone takes systems, time, a lot of planning to work out for me. And at times, I just get super stressed, especially around deadlines when changes come around like last second. I've had client calls at 11 p.m. into the night and remember that I, at some point, even worked up until 5 a.m. because there was some changes that I really still needed to ship that exact day. Of course, this kind of reshaped the entire view that I have on freelance and especially agency level, because adding employees to this entire mix adds another entirely new layer of complexity. I haven't made a decision yet because I feel like the agency model is still absolutely viable and very profitable if done right. But when your product is a custom-made thing, like a website for a specific business that is not made from a bland template, that is literally custom work, then things just get complex. So my advice here is to really productize your offer, make it simple, streamline it, so you can deliver the same result and the same quality to more people and scale that way. Plus, of course, from lesson number 1, increase your prices. That's, by the way, what I am doing right now. Looking back at what I've learned this year it's a lot. It's really a lot. I really tried to condense things here. For year number 2, that just started, I want to focus more on the marketing side. I want to go into content creation, build my brand, lean a little bit into digital products. We'll see whatever happens. I'm looking forward to making this exact video again just a year from now, but we'll see about that. Make sure to subscribe if this was helpful to you, and I will see you in the next video.